Okay, so it's finally here. The long-awaited Wawa Nation is finally exploding the true underground production. We got gangsters, memers, even fucking teachers? Let's get on with this shit, man. So we'll start with groups. I'll call this one Wi-Fi affiliated. Everyone related to the late Wi-Fi skeleton to sum up. His ults, special features, mutuals, everything in said category. But let's start numbering, shall we? Cheers, my friends. 5-0, Pink Blood, Psy, Funny 5, Gomi, Prede, Flea Markets, Afghast, Vanity, Zion Blade, 7-7 Mew, Sublimits, Fangmade Soso, Keep Secrets, Witchbox, Online Graves, I'm Gone, Up R, and more are just alone affiliated with Wi-Fi skeletons. So let's go ahead and dive into this section with a lot to cover. So grab some popcorn, your blanket, and a blunt, and let's continue, man. So to start it off, obviously Wi-Fi skeleton accounts, the obvious ones from late 2018 to 2019 are Foxy, Moody, Helen, and Secret Saturdays. But, I like to start off with the mutuals because that's pretty much not what really made him up, but what really, got his name out there, I would say. 5 is a mutual due to being in a song with Vanity, which isn't such special, but Kemi Star, who has numerous songs with K who is featured in two of the Star 67 albums being Archives 2, Great Anthem, Hashtag Lust, and multiple singles like Goofies, Homies Ruin Everything, Spirit Crushers, with a lot and more to continue with. Pink Blood, as stated before, and Homies Ruin Everything. Another feature is the Honorable PB. Without that information, it's well known that he's been making music with Cyrus since early 2022 with his most popular song, Minds, Rick Owens Freestyle, Wanted 2. With talking about Pink Blood, he made a song with Steven called Money Coming In, who Steven collabed with the almighty Pierce Shoddy, who collabed with a Lucid account, leaving me to believe that there is still more to be discovered. Let's get back to that shorty. Psy is based on mutuals known with Wi-Fi Skeleton, also made the lovely song Stay With Me with said mutuals, so Vonnie.5 and January's both collabed with XVR, IxieBixie.999, Fanmade Soso, and X Freako. Though I think January's being on here is a coincidence, but still swagged out with most of these people being featured by Pink Blood or Lung Skull. I'm not going to spend a fortune on this statement, but Gomi, Junsi, Sakayo with Blixie from Psy, and Lucy featuring with them. Along with Psy, Prede collab with Pink Blood on Dirty South, a very hardcore song, if a fellow may say.
Rape you. We gon' rape you. We gon' rape you.
Next on our list are some pretty oblivious features similar towards Pink Blood. To start with, Sam Catcher, formerly known as Flea Markets, with an average of 2,000 listeners on each platform. He's made a lesser known impact with the Wi-Fi Skeleton fan base, but collabed with Coffin Candy on the album Grave Smasher with a couple singles, but more importantly, Flea Markets, Ice Mop, Lung Skull, Ollie 99, which have collabed together in Union, but I specifically left out the name Ash, which is an alt for Ash Gas, which proudly made That's What I Do in an unironic sighting is just like Flea Markets he featured on the Star 67 archives. And speaking of features, he has so many friends I simply cannot go in depth with some said artists. Therefore, I'll name notable ones for an easy guide. Heroin Sick, Tricked Ox, Nolly, 7300, Javinci, Entity, Nile, Damien 1K, Korotsukot, XX Krilla, Jacob McCrae TM, Raiden, Star 67. Noteworthy plugs are Zion Blade, featured on Archives with an overall very well made single. Well made singles. Now I'm going to get some obvious alts out of the way to end this segment. Keep Secrets, Witchbox, Online Graves, I'm Gone are not alts, but up exclamation R. Now to end this segment, yes, again, we're going to note over mutuals. Ocelot by said Askash, Arlax, Bridge, Bliss, Mixon, So Exclusive, Ash 58, Fox Fur, Xanaholic, Queso, Sublim- Sublimits. But for the last artist, he has so many features. I cannot go through all of them. I cannot go through all the skillified artists, so I'll just say his name, ACOG. There are still so many people or songs I didn't even mention, and this is already 1 page long for my sloppy ass handwriting because of this. Yes, twin. Yes, we have made it to Jug slash Shigglecore. Bullcrap. I don't know how to say Shigglecore, so I'm just gonna say it like that. So the main dish, the Lucid Alts. There are generally so fucking many, it's actively insane. So let me get y'all started with the Three Kings Row, and Top 1 Alter Counts. Lucid, Camistar, and Lowe's, Fools, Gold, 3K, 21J. It's not his real name, I just wanted to sound hip. Anyway, Lucid started getting major traction in the year when Body Parts came out, heavily used on social media like YouTube and TikTok, even adding JoJo voice lines featuring Poochie and Part 6 iconic Made in Heaven evolution to his stand, Seamoon. It was something nobody has tried or heard, mixing poisonous hip hop with multiple inverted sounds and flows with playback and unimaginable creativity for himself and supporters, even compared to Proud by 688. Which, fun fact, Proud is also featured with Lucid. And another one on top of that, the song Gotta Blast, made by TK, was even produced by Lucid, which obviously states his potential was unparalleled. Kemi Star, known for his Juggin' and Thuggin' jams with Wi-Fi Skeleton inspired lyrics, who mostly collabed with Susan Seven, Gabe Sun, and Toxic, with all three of these stated. Gabe Sun, most def, the most underrated, with Toxic being the most influential and key importance. Take note of the song Where Are They At featuring Justy, but in specific DJS. This will be greater known later down the rabbit hole. And the final of the big three, Low Gold JX3 Fools, is generally just some hardcore majestical shit. But I would believe this to be a duo account, but nevertheless, we're not gonna go in depth, but just know, crazy mutuals. Not going to glaze, but like stated prior, this video would be hours long and easily a whole hour long, just going up all alone on the Lucid persona and alt accounts. I shall, as a great YouTuber does, put you on. So let's start with
Prince Alucard.
is the most known due to his songs like XX Tab His Body Up, Talking, and my personal favorite, Relic Nova or Minecraft Shit. On fourth, Azura, Axtura, Axad, 4J, FF4J, aka FF4J, come on now, LUCI4 underscore 666171. On the topic of alts, some Fang alts are Soso, Len333, and normally anything revolving the Fang persona, which I respect and find simple and sweet. I have a playlist for most of these songs and artists, so I recommend checking that out. But also notable artists in this genre are M3WK4, The Token, Nine Lives, Askelbolts, Tucson, Weed Addict, and Sin/Synergy. Similar, similar towards Jug Beats with overall dynamic flows, but to finish up this segment, this was the time to be alive. I cannot put it into perspective. I would probably give like a 5-year-old an AirPod and just bump some shit, but nevertheless, I would fit this section in with affiliation just due to Zully, Death Rock's Slur, Shane, Cough, Cough. Now, to start this segment, I would like to talk about 2020 through 2021, where unfortunately a pandemic hit the world with a disaster for paper towel companies. But during the frightening times for the toilet paper companies, nobody was really doing much shit. I was farming GPO dungeons, you know what I'm saying, but nevertheless, people were bored out of their minds. So, what's the best idea? Find and create some funky ass beats. The title of this segment being called 2020-01. Now, I'm getting one Nolly, Little Bubblegum, Siscash, Shady Moon, Savage Gaps, Eaglever, and Soft Willie because out of everyone mentioned, these absolute sellouts, nobody seems to remember the rapper Eyesore, who was Wi-Fi affiliated through Reap Tokyo, and the well-known Goth Angels Uke, featuring in 2 albums. But to even start with Eyesore, I've considered him a possible alt, but overall takes one Nolly aesthetic and ultimately extends and expands it with his unique tags and rhythm, without a doubt a certified 2020 musical sensation. I mean, Reason to Die or Arsenal with Eyesore on shuffle was my kid way of doing acid. Along the topic of the last two segments, most actually started near 2021, with some throwouts being Syringe, I Slur When I Talk, 3 Xeon, Young Westwood, Visa, XIII Dollar, with 22 Juggernaut involved, Kill Queso, being obvious reference to what I stated before. Yes, I know that Bunny started during this time, but he doesn't unironically have great or major feats on this topic. But stating of Bunny, let's all laugh at the fact that the underground of Bunny is just people that started this year with only barely triple digits for a good oblivious reason. Anywho, Sky is an interesting topic, so remember that name while we swan dive further into this topic. Well, into this sort of say iceberg. But further add on to the TikTok bullshit, yeah, P Thrune, I'm erased for you, Make Out Hill, 081, Mitch Mitchy Mitch, y'all are weird, selling out, pathetic, patent pot, new gens. Enough said. Meme rap, Roblox music. Before y'all hop off the video, let me educate y'all please. I think a great start is one again briefing speaking out 5L. Some people believe this to be a lucid project, which makes sense at the moment with the uploads, theme, tone, and overall enjoyment. A good starter is Lou, with overall getting popular off the song Drain on TikTok platform in 2021. One of his features will be mentioned, and save that for later. With him out of the way, Jalu, often known for the
Ooh, XD. Damn, damn, that big ass chopping and cooking like bacon. I'm in the trap. Don't say it. Bruh. I'm in the trap, but booty nigga shit.
song, but underly made 1v1 Problem, who has appeared on an album called Tuck and Friends 2, which features Funeral, whom, whom of Offset Tucson is a mutual of Wi-Fi Skeleton. MaxiPad is another name to remember shortly who featured with Callion, well, Khaled, the Zodiac Killer, Red Boy, and KLGN are some other noteworthy. So who am I trying to mention with all of these noteworthy people? Well, let's start simple. Reptile Legit was known for making Minecraft and Nickelodeon parodies, or even, well, let's start simple. Club Penguin freestyles, with her quitting in early 2023 with her last single, Nimbus. She was often associated with Wonder, Little Force, Galaxy Goats, Minecraft King 27, with an alternative account named Roblox the Gamer.
Hey, hey, I walk around on that Bloxburg, build a boat for treasure.
Featuring, known as Stephen Liu, but take this into consideration, a self-made album called Oat on the project name Younghead was made in 2021, which I might add was the same year everyone was butthurt about Utopia. He posts more Oat music on his Stephen Liu account, but Younghead, I definitely recommend checking out his new releases. Trust me, Oat is one of the best albums you will genuinely ever hear in your whole entire life. Let me grab a bubble soda, hit me up for a feature on Mike Nobra. Moles is our everlasting Buddha. Yeah, it's actually crazy that another album in 2021 called Quit Music, not to mention the song Too Cold, with undoubtedly the best groove of all time, with collabing with Deadify, Wikipedia makes all noted a part of the same group. But we're not done here. On top of Wikipedia is actually briefly, or not briefly, in one of Wi-Fi Skeleton's most popular songs. He is actually a feature in it, making pretty much everyone here not really needed just because of Bubble Soda existing. Younghead and Moles both collabed with Wikipedia to create the sensation. Zig made Yoshi Commits Tax Fraud, Low Pump, London Yellow, Low Eli, and Nolofozio made that stupid Wii Sports beat. I know you fucking heard it somewhere. It's actually so.
Look, I'm playing Wii Sports, I ball on the court. How is this game still better than 4? I'm working my fitness with tennis match of the surf.
But someone I left out is Young Zion 6600, whom created his own meme rap during this time, along with his own rapping, but calm and collective similar to Red Boy. But nevertheless, KLGN also made a song that is unforgettable with Red Boy. To continue with accounts and, similarities and mutuals, Bonder, Lil Boom, Lil D, Badingo, YGNE, Quinn Amen, and Ikeem, known for his song Gasolina, published on December 1st, which, not to flex, is my birthday. But to end this video, we have two more artists I would like to mention to begin with. This I would like to add that Young Lex and Skype collabed with this, while also even Kaido collabing with Zetanol Archives, known as Zet. Let's dive into that later, but where to even begin with Zet? Well, he's a funny, open-minded, starting in late mid-2019, making calm and soothing beats in the beginning and going towards rap and a comedic style towards his music, like Zet Revenge, Metronome, and Fat Cock and Drugs too. But overall, I enjoy his music to this day because of the sheer joy in making funky tunes with his friends. This dude Zet would generally probably go on the side of the street and just randomly start making beats with just someone he doesn't even know because it's just fun and relaxing and it'd probably make someone's day. But overall, all in all, before we get into the last person and before we even get into his other account, it averages 50 songs a day in 2.8 hours every single day. Somebody listens to music, whether they're playing the game, on the ride home from school, going to work, in just a random cab getting to a place, or just chilling with friends, smoking a blunt. Music is honestly a way of life. It is how people communicate with one another, either showing hints of love, signs, or just overall moods or setting genres so you can bond better. Music is overall, I would say, one of the best things to open up with someone with, or share interest with, or just be there with someone. Like most people bond over music without even simply talking. They're just there in the presence, listening to someone speak about truth and identity of themselves. And honestly, I wouldn't give up my playlist for the world. I really do like how I actually made my playlist and overall how I actually enjoy my music. And I think y'all should too. So, if you really do have any recommendations for me or just, have a recommendations for videos, shoot it to me. I would greatly appreciate it, and I give you my honest thoughts with honestly a paragraph back. But nevertheless, I really do think music is important in this world, and I really do hope y'all go check out these artists because they are very underground. And to even begin with, Zet has 4,000 on his archives with only 2,000 on his new account. That means most people that listen to his meme rap don't even know he has a brand new persona growing. But Zet went back to his chill and relaxing flows, so definitely check that out if you do love just calm, relaxing stuff that you can study to or even work to. Because I know all the time, it's just hard to find people that are just down to earth, making glorious sensations that we can all listen to and overall all relate to, which is a big thing, a part of music. So I genuinely highly recommend y'all check out Zet. He is a very fun and interesting artist. I would honestly have to give up my liver before I generally forget about him. Like, if it was between my liver and forgetting about Zet, I would choose my liver because I have two. Like, fuck it. But overall, yeah, we have one more. And with one more being said, it is a pretty crazy underground, if I do say so myself. But anyways, to finish this video off, the one and only KC Perp. Now, if you do not know who KC Perp is, KC Perp was around in the late 2018, 2019, 2017 vibes. Barely like 2 albums out, some singles. He has a total of like 1,000 and like 7,000, 1.7 viewers. Well, 1.7 monthly listeners on a month-to-month basis, which is actually pretty huge for someone that only has like one album out and a couple singles. And not to mention, one of the best songs of all time, Silly Thoughts, is made, just think about it this way, is made by a teacher. If you go to Silly Thoughts on YouTube.com and, after stated, scroll to the comments below, you will actually see some of his students say, "No way, this is my teacher." I don't know if they're being for real, but unironically, he liked the comment. So, it leads me to believe that this dude is never coming back to music. And well deserved, because why? I mean, why else? You have a good paying job. You made one of the best songs of all time. You made one of the best albums of all time, and you have some pretty notable features. Which I will say, if you haven't heard Silly Thoughts before, definitely add it to your playlist. It's one of the best songs of all time. You really take into consideration with these 2019 people that AI was not easy and accessible, so they really had to think about the lyrics that they posted and overall how they posted them, because making music nowadays is pretty easy. I mean, you see so many bunny clones out there, and it's not really like effort that's put into it. They just generally look up on Google, oh, what rhymes with she? Oh, no way, he, I could talk about myself. But you see what I'm putting down. But hey, if you really did enjoy this video, I would greatly appreciate a like, comment, and subscribe. But not trying to beg, go to the artist, check them out, show them the support, say Wawa Nation, scream you Wawa Nation, and I hope this brought you more down to earth.
Codeine on the beat, I'm being mean. Out here trying to make some green and I get anxious, sip some lean. I just work, this shit breaks.